and I am now joined with Assistant Coach Keenan Curry. I affectionately call him my West Side homie. He's from Kansas City, Missouri. I'm in from St. Louis. How you doing, Mr. Curry?
What's going on, Mr. Prince? How we doing?
Hey, well, we're doing great, man. You guys are handling business. You pull out a thriller out of Greenwood, Mississippi with the 63-61 win. Jayrn Johnson making them count at the charity stripe, man, sinking 3 free throws. I know you guys are excited about pulling that win out on the road.
No, we definitely are, man. We the guys, play extremely hard. We went up 16 early in the first half, and give all credit to Mississippi Valley for, fighting back and playing. It's always tough going into Mississippi Valley and playing in their building. They're always going to give you a fight and play with a lot of energy and a lot of passion. So, all credit to them to making us work for it. And, our guys stayed with it, fought, listened to Coach Smith. Coach Smith had a great game plan. And, we came out with the win. So it was good for our guys, definitely.
Now, Coach, let's address the elephant in the room, if we will. There's no news. There was a big move made a couple of weeks ago in regard to the men's basketball team. We know that Coach Byron Smith became interim head coach. How did the domino effect with the rest of you guys' roles as far as it goes with the team? Now, what role has increased for you with this move that has been made?
Well, Mike, just like any other situation in this business, when like you said, when the dominoes fall, everybody has to, kind of just take on the role of the next job. Just do whatever we can to continue to go in the right direction. For myself, that's being there for Coach Smith. As far as, on the sideline with the X and O's a little bit more, my role as far as the recruiting coordinator will stay the same as far as trying to bring in more Texas guys, more Houston, more Dallas, and throughout the state of Texas, and also JUCO guys as well. So, we it's kind of the same role for all of us, but, just being more effective and doing anything and everything Coach Smith needs for us as assistant coaches to, get the job done, keep our guys going in the right direction and playing at a high level.
Now, playing at that high level, and we know it's pretty much the same tools that you have to work with. From your perspective, what has brought about such really a dynamic change in really a matter of a couple of weeks?
You know what? I think the biggest thing is, our approach, our mindset in regards to the players. We're trying to teach them the right things as far as how they prepare for games, how they prepare for practices, how to prepare on the everyday basis, and not just on the court but off the court. A lot of kids talk about being pros and going and playing at the next level, but to do that, you got to do the right things every single day and be consistent. And we try to teach our guys, be consistent on doing the right things on and off the floor. And I think they've seen it from Coach Smith, seen his role, seen how he's done it, when he was assistant. Now in his interim spot, he's doing the same thing. And I think they're just falling into place and it's been, it's successful for us. I think it's good for our guys and how we're, moving forward and to the future.
Now, Coach, you just made a very significant statement. I want to kind of have you to explain that, because someone will listen to this and they'll halfway hear what they want to hear. What I call that selective hearing, like that selective amnesia. People remember what they want to remember and hear what they want to hear. But you just made a comment about the right way to approach the game. Could you explain that in a little more detail?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing with our guys, with 18, 19, 20-year-olds, a lot of kids just want to come out and play. They just want to, they want to come out, they want to play and do, all the what they consider the fun stuff. But nobody wants to put in the time, the work. That's the hard part of it, and being a great practice player, coming in every single day and practicing at a level that is the right way, that we as a staff feels the right way. Those are things that we're trying to get our guys to continue to do. They did it, with under Coach Ram. Thought Coach Ram did a great job of, having our guys practice at a high level, but we're trying to push them to do it not only at a higher level, but more consistent, staying consistent with it. And, I think that's been, the focal point to Coach Smith's philosophy is being consistent every single day and working hard. So, I think the guys have really taken upon themselves to, do this, and it's worked out. It's worked out. We're, kind of 4-5 in the last few games, and so it's been good.
All right, we have Assistant Coach Keenan Curry, not only assistant coach, but he's also the head recruiter. Now, I heard you listing off these guys from Texas, which is very understandable, but you didn't make any mention of any guys out of Missouri, man. You got some ballers up there in Missouri. You're not looking anywhere back at the Show Me State, man.
No doubt. We always got to look in Texas and take care of home. But me being from the Missouri, the Show Me State, I'm always having my eyes on those guys without a doubt. So there's some talent all across the country, Mike, and so we're going to do our best to find that talent. And I think the biggest thing that we're going to try to sell is, we get these guys on campus. We feel very, very confident in what we have to give as far as a community, as a university. Prairie View A&M is a very, very great school academically, and we feel if we can get these guys, get these student athletes on campus, we can be successful. So we're going to hit everywhere. We're going to try to find not only good players, but character kids, good academic kids, guys that are about the right things, come from great families, and we're going to try to bring in some talent and continue to go in the right direction.
All right, man. Look, thank you so much for this time, man. It's insight, I should say, from the assistant coach's role with this transition and everything. Anything you want to share, man, before we switch over and get with Coach Smith?
No, man, I appreciate, everybody's support. And we're going to continue to, for PV Nation, we're going to continue to fight and try to play for a high level for Prairie View A&M University. And we look forward to what we have ahead of us.
All right, Coach Keenan Curry, West Side homie for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. We want to see now if we can get hold to Coach Smith. We don't know if there's availability yet, while they transition through. The Panthers winners of 4 of 5. All right, now we have finally caught up with Coach Byron Smith, interim head coach for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. And before we say anything, man, it's looking like that interim might be fading away a little bit. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well, Mike, and I hope you're right. That's definitely what I'd like to see happen. But just trying to keep these young men going in a positive direction, and just really proud of them tonight. Proud of them the entire weekend. They're 2 big wins on the road. That's not easy to do on this road trip. So just really happy for them, and just really excited right now.
Well, look, you got 4 out of 5 wins, and these have been some challenging wins. The first win, which of course no one gave you a fighter's chance, and that being victorious over Texas Southern. And then they said, well, let's find out how they respond to Grambling. After the big game, you might have that letdown, and you guys are steady going on. Now, I spoke briefly with your assistant, Coach Curry, and the different level of energy that you're seeing right now. I know there's been an emphasis on defense and conditioning, but what would you say if you I have a word in my mind, and if I say this word, it's no knock toward anything or anyone, but I'm hearing the word freedom in my spirit. Freedom. Is there a sense of freedom now on this basketball team?
You know what, Mike, as I said in the onset, we're taking over the program, we wanted to become very, very selfish on the defensive end and when it came to rebounding. And, I made a deal with the players that, if everybody was selfish and greedy, defending and rebounding and trying to be the first one to the basketball and trying to, just be, someone that just shut their man down and things of that nature. If everyone agreed to play that way, I would allow them. I'd open up the offense and I would allow them, as long as we can continue to trust them that they didn't just come down and just be erratic on the offensive end. I would allow them to kind of open it up a little bit more and to be able to shoot a little earlier in the shot clock than we've done in the past. So freedom is probably a word that I feel comfortable using, just to kind of give them open it up a little bit more, and we've done that, and I think it's worked, and the players seem to respond to it. Like you say, winning 4 out of 5, I think it's a pretty good indication that things are kind of moving in a positive direction.
Now, with all that being said, and I asked this question, and I got to be fair to ask you the same question. What is it that is different now for you as a coach that maybe there was a little bit of restriction on prior to the moves being made?
Well, when you have a role, kind of a single-minded focus, and mine was working with the post players and helping out with the defense a little bit. As an assistant, you make suggestions. Good assistants make suggestions. They don't make decisions. And you just make suggestions. And, everyone always says, Mike, that, the assistant coach is always the smartest guy and always the wisest guy because he can always say, well, hey, I would have done it this way, or, man, we should have done that. And, so that's just kind of how it goes in this business. But obviously, when you kind of take the seat of becoming the head coach, your decision is final, and you have to live with it. And whatever you decide and whatever you come up with, that's, like I say, that's what's going to be remembered. That's what's going to stick out. So, everyone has just different philosophies and just maybe a different approach to how they do things. And Mike, when you watch us play, I mean, probably about 75% to 80% of what we do is Coach Ram's system. We haven't junked it or just totally gone away from that. We still run his offense and pretty much run his system. I think what you may see is that we get into it a little quicker. We may, take shots a little bit sooner. We try to ISO a little bit more, and we try to focus a little bit more on quick hitters, a little bit more than we've done in the past. So, but a lot of the things that we do still, Mike, is Coach Ram's system, and and he laid a nice foundation for us, and we just kind of tweaked some things a little bit, and as opposed to saying we just changed totally, we just kind of tweaked some things and just kind of made it a little bit simpler for our players on the offensive side.
Now, speaking of quick hitters, Coach, what a night by Jayrn Johnson. Mm-hmm. He takes the final shot. Now, it's exactly the way you wrote it up, right, Coach? You shoot the three and get fouled and go to the line and sink the three. Really, in that situation, aren't you looking for the penetration shot?
Well, you know what? We were. And I'll tell you why, Mike, because actually the player, so before that, we had Malik Amos in the game, and we drew up the three-point shot that he actually got and he took, but he didn't knock it down. And we were able to get the offensive rebound and extend it. We changed up a little bit. We had Jadante Blakely in the game, who's usually part of our defensive package. Mike, we have two packages. We have an offensive package in terms of players, and we have a defensive package. So that's what we try to do. And Jadante, and we call him Scoob, he's usually on the defensive side. But what we did was we had him in the game, and we normally have Avery Lomax taking the ball out of bounds. Avery struggles sometimes because they usually have a taller, longer guy on the ball, and it's harder for Avery to see over sometimes because, obviously Avery's vertically challenged. But we inserted Jadante Blakely. He's a little bit taller, a little bit better vision, and he was able to get the ball because they really denied Jayrn Johnson pretty hard. So we wanted to get the ball to Jayrn with 3 seconds left and try to get something going to the basket, you know what I mean, because he does a good job slashing. They really defended the drive. But he had the wherewithal to be able to, execute an NBA-style play. Mike, I'm not always in favor of our kids watching the NBA because I think they pick up, and I won't say bad habits, but things that you do in the NBA you can't do in college. And things that you do in college you can't necessarily do in the NBA. But Jayrn had the wherewithal to be able to shot fake, get the guy in the air, and contort his body to draw contact to be able to draw the foul. Big-time play, big-time instinct. And, Jayrn obviously has been our offensive leader, and we expect him to do good things, late game situation with a lot of experience being a senior. and he just made a big-time play tonight. I'm so proud that he had the wherewithal to be able to draw the contact and get 3 foul shots to be able to ice the game.
Well, the Panthers go on the road. They take 2. They're getting fueled up with food so they can make the journey back to the Baby Dome starting on Saturday night against Alabama State, and then you'll have Monday against Alabama A&M. Coach, I thank you for taking time out. Anything you want to share before we wrap this up, my man?
Mike, again, I'd like to take time out to say thank you for the support and speaking with us and caring, about us enough to, be up late tonight talking about, Prairie View Panthers. Means a lot to us, means a lot to our players, our kids. And, I just want to, say, thanks to the fan. Obviously I get a lot of text messages from the moms and fans and things like that. Keep it going. Coach, you guys doing a great job. So just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's engaged in an active part in our program, and just want you to continue to support us. And we're going to continue to try to put a great product out on the floor, something that you guys can be proud of now and in the years to come, hopefully.
Well, I'm as I tell you, man, I'm a supporter, and I try to put my actions ahead of me and not just be a bunch of lip service. But we appreciate you guys and the efforts that you're putting forth. PV Nation making a climb now in the 6th seed spot of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and still got a couple of times to make some more dents and improvement. Interim coach, and I say that very loosely, Byron Smith. Thank you so much, my man. This is Mike Prince, and we'll see you on the other side.